Rainy day at Duchesnay. Kailey and I are out taking some photos. We'll see what we get. So last week I surprised each of the girls with their own camera. I've got a couple of the older A-mounts that I had not been using, not very much anyway, for the last couple of years. So I gave them each a camera, each a wide-angle lens, and each a telephoto lens, and they've been using them like crazy for the last 2 weeks. So I am happy just to see that gear getting used again. And you know, they're actually asking me, hey, can you take us out? Let's go do some photos. So we get to spend the time together doing it as well. So I'm stoked, I'm happy. It's beautiful up here. It's just falls, tiny falls, big falls, falls after falls after falls, rapids, and the trail goes up here for a couple miles anyway. Alright guys, I'm going to just take a little walk and see what the Sony EV1 can do attached to a big lens and in video mode. So we've got it on dynamic stabilization. I want to do some handheld video. This lens is my 150 to 500. Let's just see what kind of video we can get. It does have stabilization. There are multiple settings on there. So I'm curious just to see. This is where this camera kind of becomes a little unwieldy because of the size of the body. It's such a small body, but we do have our tripod mount on here, so I can hang on to there, and then my other hand will go on the grip, obviously. So it should be pretty steady. Let's just see what we can get for some video. I just want to test it out. Oh boy, this lens is really zoomed in, 150 millimeter minimum. So I'm like, wow, we're not even zoomed into 500 here, and it's too close. But I do hear a woodpecker over here. Might be a big pileated. We'll see if we can find him. I did get some footage with this camera on a tripod the other day of the pileated at 4K 120. So let's just see if I can track some wildlife of some kind down there. We're deer in the yard this morning. Gage was growling at the window. I couldn't figure it out, but let's just see if we can start with this woodpecker. We'll go from there. All right, I see him way up there. We're zoomed in 500 millimeters here. Okay, so the woodpecker is right there in that tree. He's right up there. And trying to film him holding this thing pointed up there. Oh my God, the lens is almost 4 pounds. The camera is half a pound. So yeah, it's pretty tough to hold that stable. And I think we did get some 4K stable footage handheld. You just can't do it for more than about a minute at a time. The AI processing unit in this camera is bloody amazing, because from back over there where I just showed you guys, the camera was actually focusing on the bird's eye. There was a tiny little bird eye box, and then it would go to the bird's body, then back to his eye. It wasn't missing a beat, so the processor is quick. I couldn't believe from that distance that it was finding the woodpecker's eye, but it was. This is I'm underneath the bird now. I'm trying to hold the camera up here and do the same thing. I can see it's a little bit jerky, but it is the smoothest I've ever seen footage come, especially 4K footage. 60p 4K footage with this lens. So the camera is amazing. Now, I will say, again, I just had an issue where the camera locked up. The screen was black with this lens on it, and it froze. I had to pop the battery out again. Now, I was seeing that the other day with a 12 millimeter lens that I bought from Sam Yang, and I never could get that lens to work at all. I have a new one coming in this afternoon. I ordered a second one, so I think there was something wrong with the first lens, but we'll find out. So I have seen this camera freeze probably in 2 weeks worth of running it, probably about 6 times, where I've had to pop the battery out. So I don't know if that's an SD card issue. I'm using a brand new Sabrient V90 memory card. Is it not reading the memory card properly? I don't think so. I suspect it has something to do with the lens mountings on here. You guys aren't going to believe this. I just threw out my neoprene boots in the last video because I was getting wet feet. Well, here's my Kamek boot. I've got a wet foot. I found the issue right on the heel. Again, right on the heel. See that split? Right there, right on the heel. I guess I could use a new pair of liners too. PayPal link in the top of the page if you want to help Gary buy a new pair of boots. No, I'll buy my own. I'm due. So the other pair, I have one pair of Kamek boots left, and I don't think they leak. They're the oldest ones, but they're also the heaviest. They don't bend, they don't move, they're really hard to walk in. They're probably 8 years old, but they're bulletproof. I thought these ones were too, but no. So I'm down to one pair of boots. I will remedy that this week. Just down at the river, there are some mallards on the far side there. So what I'm realizing, I guess, which I already knew, we still need to use best practices with this lens and system if we want to get good video. Tripod, on my video head would be nice. And then in that case, I guess we wouldn't even need the dynamic stabilization because we're already, mounted on a tripod. So I guess this test is necessary just to see what you can do handheld. But the weight of this system at 4.5 pounds, you're not going to be holding it hand holding for too long. And I noticed that there is kind of a jerky motion to it. Any kind of pans that you try to do, it's not smooth. It's jerk, 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 jerk. So it is what it is. But it does make me realize what I'm missing in my A7R4, which is the nice iFocus system, the new processing chip that this camera has. The A7R5 has that. But essentially, guys, I got this camera, the ZV-E1, and my A7R4 for the same price as one A7R5. So you guys know there's no choice. It's a no-brainer for Gary to decide what he's going to do there. I'll take the 2 cameras and, work like I always have to get the shot. I don't mind focus tracking on the A7 IV. Touch screen works good. Center focus track, and then, move the camera. It works. It's not 100% foolproof, just like me, but it works. Oh, look at this. I get back from my walk, and there's our new lens. Our new 12mm Samyang, so we'll have to get that out and try it. Before I get to that lens though, I think I'm gonna, because this is such a nice clean cut, I'm gonna try to fix it with some goop. I'm pretty sure I can seal that. We'll try it.